What is up YouTube, my name is just Jaded, and in today's video, we're going to quickly discuss my overall thoughts on the Battlefield 6 beta. Now I know I'm a bit late to the party, but better late than never. At the time of this upload, we only have 10 more days till the full release of the game and I can't be more excited. Also a quick disclaimer, my opinions in this video are coming from a Call of Duty and a Battlefield player standpoint. I've been playing Call of Duty since World at War and COD 4, and I've been playing Battlefield since Battlefield 4. Both games are played very differently, and I'm of the opinion that those who are looking to play Battlefield and trying to move away from COD, please don't bring your bullshit over to Battlefield. Battlefield is an objective-based game, so if you're going to play Conquest, Rush, or Breakthrough, please play your respective roles that benefit the team. If not, go play TDM, Domination, or the new Battle Royale that's going to release. With that out of the way, I first want to talk about the 4 maps we got to test out for both beta weekends. We had Liberation Peak, Siege of Cairo, Iberian Offensive, and Empire State. Overall, even though the maps were a bit on the smaller side, they still played fairly well in my opinion. Liberation Peak was the most traditionally open map of the 4, allowing for ground and air vehicles and opportunity for sniping. Iberian Offensive was a mix of both open and close quarters, not as open as Liberation Peak, but not as close quarters as Cairo and Empire State. This allowed for ground vehicles such as tanks and jeeps and vantage points for sniping. Siege of Cairo and Empire State were fully mid to close quarters maps, which many like to refer as quote-unquote Call of Duty maps. Cairo had a few tanks on the map, but Empire State was fully boots on the ground. While the maps in the beta weren't anything to write home about, they definitely weren't the worst in the series. After seeing some of the other maps in the reveal trailers, I'm sure they'll give Battlefield fans what they're really asking for, especially with Operation Firestorm. Moving on to the weapon selection we had in the Battlefield 6 beta. For assault rifles, we had the M433, the NVO 228E, and the B36A4. For the M433, it's definitely the best overall balanced assault rifle with its damage at all ranges and good mag size. The NVO was personally my favorite assault rifle in the game, great damage, good mag size, and great for short to medium range. The B36 assault rifle was very accurate with little to no recoil, which was very good for long to medium range combat. For the carbines, we had the AK205, the M417A2, and the M4A1. The AK205 was just a straight laser beam. The weapon had minimal to no recoil. Yeah, it took a bit more shots than other weapons to kill, but with the accuracy and good mag size, it was still a viable carbine. The M417A2, what little I did use of the gun, it was okay. It had good damage, but the mag size was very bad with only 26 rounds. For the M4A1, while I didn't like using it at first, it quickly became my favorite gun to use near the end of the beta. It has a great rate of fire, great mag size, very good accuracy at short to medium ranges, and I'm definitely a bit more biased towards this gun, but I believe it is the best gun I've used in the entire beta. Moving on to SMGs, we had the SGX and the PW7A2. The SGX felt pretty good from the little time I played with it, but I would still prefer to use an assault rifle, shotgun, or carbine over it. As for the PW7, I never really used it, so I can't quite make a comment on it. For the DMR section, we had the M39 EMR and the SVK 8.6. Now, I never used any of the DMRs in the game, so I can't make a comment on them at all. For LMGs, we had the L110 and the KTS 100 MK8. Now, I didn't have much experience with the LMGs, but what I did use, they felt decently good. Recoil wasn't too bad. As long as you're playing support, there's no movement penalty. Personally, I don't like using LMGs, so take that with a grain of salt. Now, for the one sniper we did get to use during the beta, the M2010 ESR. This bolt action felt pretty good to use. Sway wasn't too bad, especially if you play recon. The bullet velocity and range felt really good, especially if you're coming from Battlefield 2042. Onto the most broken shotgun we got to use in the game, the M87A1. This shotgun was definitely a bit broken, hipfire spread was almost non-existent, damage per pellet was really good, but the real broken part about it was its range. You know it's crazy when they add a sniper scope to a shotgun, which in turn made me use it as a secondary sniper rifle. Now I know they said they're nerfing them for the main game, but we'll have to see what happens. Last but not least, the P18 pistol. The P18 was fine, I didn't necessarily hate it or like it, but it got the job done. Now moving on to the classes. First we had Assault. The Assault class definitely felt a little overpowered for a few reasons. Reason 1, you can have 3 weapons, 2 primaries and a secondary. You could use any long to medium range weapon paired with a shotgun. There is no scenario in which you don't have the ability to win a gunfight. And on top of that, there's more changes coming to the Assault class, like adding the respawn beacon, having the ability to use an assault ladder. This class will essentially be top tier on release. Moving on to the Engineer, it felt okay to play. However, in the beta, they were able to use both anti-air and anti-tank launchers at the same time, which seemed a little bit broken. But we'll have to see how that pans out during release. Other than that, their repair efficiency was good, especially when using their class ability. For the Support class, it felt very good to play in my opinion. Having both health and ammo supply in one bag made me feel more useful in any scenario. Paired that with the increased revive speed and the ability to now drag teammates out of harm's way, which makes playing Medic feel so much more rewarding. It definitely became my favorite class during the end of the beta. Now, coming from somebody that plays Recon in basically every Battlefield game, Recon in this game felt a little bit underwhelming. It still has little to no sway with sniper rifles and the ability to hold your breath automatically, but everyone knows the Recon is traditionally and mainly used for the Recon beacons to redeploy the team. Without that at launch, I don't see many people playing Recon other than to just sit back and snipe, which is what they normally do anyway, but the utility isn't really quite there anymore. Especially when played in open weapon game modes, I see no reason to play just a straight Recon class. Now for the graphics and optimization. Battlefield 6 has to be one of the best looking FPS games we have at the moment, which makes it even crazier that the optimization is just as good as the graphics. Now for me, I have an AMD 9070 XT graphics card with a Ryzen 9 9950 X3D CPU, so I definitely have one of the higher end rigs out there. With that being said, I was able to run max settings with no frame drops under 120. The only negative I have when it comes to optimization is in the cinematic intros to the maps. Almost every single time I had frame drops and glitching. Other than that, the game ran super smooth, no issues, at least on my end. Onto the movement and mechanics. The character movement felt very smooth and a lot more fast paced than I expected. There was a decent amount of jump shotting and overtuned sliding, but those have already been announced to have been adjusted. As far as new mechanics, they introduced one of my favorite in Battlefield so far, and that's the ability to drag your teammates while reviving them. I cannot explain how many times that mechanic has either saved me or allowed me to save other people by simply moving them out of the line of fire. On top of that, they added a tactical roll mechanic when falling from slightly higher elevations. This comes with a full roll animation and negates most if not all damage. Onto the UI and menus. The in-game character UI was relatively good in my opinion. There were some complaints about there not being a compass, but the devs announced there is actually a setting that you can turn on or off that will allow you to use the compass. Other than that, the UI looks basically just as it does in any other Battlefield game. But I do hope they add the squad name somewhere around the minimap. That's my personal preference. I like to see what squad I'm in, so if they could add that to like the side of the minimap or above your squad, that'd be great. Lastly, the actual menus and submenus were absolutely horrible. Half the time I didn't know where to look as the settings for certain things were spread everywhere. Even if some settings seemed like they were under one submenu, they would be split into like 5 different submenus. If they could streamline the menus and make it easier to navigate at release, that'd be great. And there you have it, my quick rundown and review of the Battlefield 6 beta. Overall, I believe this is as close to a return to form that we could have gotten in the modern age of gaming. Could it be better? Yeah, but it was definitely the most fun I've had in a while. I would love to know what your thoughts were about the beta down in the comments below. With that being said, I plan to post gameplays every day up until the release of the game. I also plan on playing the Black Ops 7 beta and giving my thoughts on that, but after trying Black Ops 6 and seeing the reveals for Black Ops 7, I doubt I'll play much more Black Ops 7 after its beta. If you liked the video, make sure to hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you want to see more, and be sure to hit the bell icon. Until my next video, my name is Just Jaded, and I hope you all have a beautiful day. Peace.